Rotax. They are about to start in association with Ainsbury Plant Hire. We'll have a look at how they line up in just a few moments. This will, of course, be the final race of the day later on this afternoon, but they still have the all-important heat race to go through too. And as you can see with your weather indications there, just above freezing, 2 degrees, a little bit breezy out there as well. And this is how they line up. So it's George Donald from Ethan Martin, Lucas Ellingham from Jacob Bravoriak, Caden McQueen in 5th position from Deacon Russell, Rafe Jungling and Presley Walker, Nicholas Ellis and Macaulay Bishop, Alfie Bray, Jugas Pravalonis in 12th position on row number 6, row 7 for Leo Purchase and Casey Asdier, Archie Buttle in the 8th row of the grid from James Verity, Ava Agnostotidis in 9th from Jack Collins, Luca Osmond Price, Philip Rawson a bit further back, Adam White, Tom Pryor, Jack Spencer further down the grid from Sam Baker in 24th place. Big group of drivers here, of course. 4 more rows, of course, with Charlie Webb and Michael Morgan on row number 13. Alexander Adams-Acton had trouble earlier on. He's on the 14th row of the grid from George Allen, Sav Chapman-Lewis and Al Curry, with Isaac Reynolds and Kieran Pugh rounding out the field. So some fast and furious weaving down the TKM straight to try and get some temperatures into the tyres. I'm not sure if we're going to get a start this time. We'll wait to see how much they can bunch the drivers up going into the Kimbolton corners. Still drivers trying to catch up with the back of the grid here as we head towards the rolling start. And again, you can see the pace really slowing down on the Kimbolton corners. They look to try and get a good clean start here. Everyone's together though. Here they come out to the final corner. Over the line they go, and our senior Rotax final heat race underway. George Donald leads them through into the first corner, guards the inside line, but
he's got a bit deep, and there's Lucas Ellingham, there's Caden McQueen, there's George Deacon Russell actually, who's come through into P3. I was going to say, watch out for Caden McQueen and Lucas Ellingham, some really top drivers in the UK right now. There's Ethan Martin in there as well. He's our club champion here from last year. Macaulay Bishop there. I was saying in the heats earlier, he's one of the best drivers known in the world right now. So brilliant driving by these senior drivers to firstly get through the lap cleanly. And there's Macaulay Bishop on a brilliant move there on dirt. I think that's George Donald. Ethan Martin is going to settle behind and have a look, but that's Lucas Ellingham on that JDR car. He's in the lead of the race, followed by Caden McQueen, Deacon Russell, Macaulay Bishop, George Donald, Ethan Martin, Ralph Youngling, Presley Walker and Zugvitz.
Oh, McQueen going on the inside. And of course, Caden McQueen had difficulties in the first heat race, but really fighting back well here, number 42. A neat move on the inside of Derek's corner to take the lead from Lucas Ellingham. Round the Dan Weldon corner they go. These two trying to break away a bit now down the back straight, still very close for third just behind them there. I think Macaulay Bishop, George Donald having a fight as well. Donald who overcooked it a bit into the first corner, but still recovering well in the top 5. So McQueen leads, but Ellingham right on his tail as he go over the line into the first corner. Nothing going though for McQueen. Has to stay in second place. The fight's still on for third place though, with Russell Bishop, George Donald, Ethan Martin, Ralph Youngling up to 7th position, but Caden McQueen trouble in that first heat race, of course, but fighting back very well in heat number 2.
Recently joined the KR Sport family and was obviously showing a lot of progression. Lucas Ellingham been with JDR for a few years now, so definitely has been accompanied with that kart and that chassis, and definitely knows how to work it well. Deacon Russell, very new driver who's definitely showed a lot of progression over the past year or two. It's definitely showing for what it's worth. But actually, Macaulay Bishop has actually he's actually got into P3. So Macaulay Bishop, we knew he was a strong driver, and he's actually got into P3. There's Tom Pryor, who's actually got a mechanical flag, so he's going to have to come in. Very unfortunate for him, but he's going to have that chance in the final to make that ground up. So brilliant driving here by the top 2 here, and there's Macaulay Bishop, who's making a lot of ground right now. He's actually gone the fastest on track right now of 40.69, so the times are really coming down. And I think Caden McQueen and Lucas Ellingham have got might have to watch their backs, because Bishop, it doesn't take much time to get to the front of that train.
Yeah, Macaulay Bishop matching the race leader on pace there. Both drivers setting 40.62 last time round, as Caden McQueen leads them, but look out just to the back of your screen any moment now. There he is, the number 68 of Macaulay Bishop, just trying to close on this battle for the lead. He's breaking away now from the rest of the top 10, from George Donald, Ethan Martin, Deacon Russell still there, from Ralph Youngling, Pavlionis in 8th place, Archie Buttle, and Walker rounding out the top 10. But here he is, all action here for the number 68 of Macaulay Bishop, going through the Kimbolton corner and back out onto the straight. Let's have a look at the lap times as they go through. So fastest lap of the race for Caden McQueen, but Macaulay Bishop again just pulling a few tenths here and there on the second place driver, really desperately trying to get involved in this fight for the lead.
It's all about, if it's all good being fast on track, but if you can't be the fastest every lap, then it doesn't really count. So Macaulay Bishop really showing that he's a consistent quick driver, and that's why he's been able to catch these packs up, which he's doing ever so slowly, but he's only got 3 minutes left, so he's definitely going to have to put the foot down to the floor and get going. George Donald driving brilliantly here in P4. He's definitely been up there quite recently. There's Philip Rawson who's on our screens. Philip Rawson actually up to P8 right now, making up the 12 places. So good to see him up at the front again. Ethan Martin doing a stonking job in P5. Only lost a position, but against some big drivers here on this grid, so he's not doing a bad job.
Actually, looking out at George Donald, he's put some nice laps together now into 4th place, just trying to tag on to that battle for the lead. Caden McQueen, of course, has done very well. A bit further back, 171 is in trouble. Station on the back straight there in the midfield. Leo Purchase was in 13th, but the race goes on. He's back on the track though, Purchase, so won't affect the leaders when they come through once again. And again, McQueen just having a little glance over the shoulder, taking that line. He knows he can take the sweeping line through the first corner. Leading now by 7/10 of a second, so he's got the race under control so far from Lucas Ellingham. Just trying to put some good, clean laps together here to try and keep in control of this race. Macaulay Bishop still charging in 3rd, can't quite close up. George Donald seems to have lost a bit of momentum, staying in that 4th place right now. So it does appear to be a battle between the top 3 with just over 1.5 minutes to go, plus the 1 lap, of course. Caden McQueen very neatly through the Kestrel corner into Kimbolton, this final corner. Exit speed, of course, very important. Gets a nice sweeping line out of the corner. Down the Hines straight he goes. Still watching there in second is Lucas Ellingham. And Caden McQueen, fastest lap of the race. 40.5 seconds on the button. And McQueen, after that trouble earlier on, is fighting back very well here.
Might need to watch back at Ethan Martin soon as he closes up on George Donald. Only 3/10 behind, and that's the sort of distance that you need to go for a lunge and catch the driver in front of guard. But yeah, no, these top 3 kind of keeping the same sort of distance to each other, but more like Bishop closing in on Lucas Ellingham as Lucas Ellingham falls back off the leader. Caden McQueen has drove stonkingly well throughout this race and definitely hasn't put a foot wrong this whole race. There's Ethan Martin on your screens on George Donald. I knew we had to look at this battle, because any second now Ethan will definitely start to look at going for a move.
So the top 10, this battle from 4th down to 10th looking very strong. The pole sitter George Donald, number 16, keeping it nice and neat, coming under a lot of pressure now from Ethan Martin, who's trying to find a way through. And again, you see, just looking at the apex going into the Dan Weldon corner, not close enough to try and get a wheel in there. Here they come down towards Kestrel. Very neat there from the number 16 Donald. Ethan Martin keeping that pressure on. We've got 15 seconds on the clock, so it's going to be 2 laps to go, including the lap that they have just started. Let's see what Martin can do. Can he do anything going into Stoke Corner? He is quite far back. He's going to follow his way through, trying to get the momentum going through the Willows. It's very quick going through Stoke Corner, keeping that pressure on the 4th place of George Donald. They make their way through the Willows, heading up towards the Derrick's corner.
And Bishop is right on the back of Lucas Ellingham, so any second now we'll be able to see this battle going on. And if Bishop is content, he can maybe go for a last lap move. He's right on the back, and here's George Donald on your screens. Ethan Martin's got much to pay, but here is the 2, and they're actually side by side, going down the start-finish straight. Bishop on the inside, Lucas Ellingham on the outside. Lucas is going to hold it. It's going to go out to the outside. Look at coming on the cutback, but Bishop holds it on the inside. Brilliant move there by Macaulay Bishop to get into P2 as the last lap board is shown.
Yeah, Macaulay Bishop, very neat little move there on the inside into Stoke Corner. So we're moving on now to the last lap of the race. Race leader Caden McQueen has done everything right so far as they make their way around the Dan Weldon corner for the final time. There's the number 68 of Macaulay Bishop holding on to the lead as they drift their way through Kestrel Corner. Meanwhile, number 42, Caden McQueen, goes out to the final corner. Checkered flag is about to go out for the leader. And there we go, so it's a race win for number 42, Katie McQueen. Macaulay Bishop holds on to that second place from Lucas Ellingham. George Donald blinks it home in fourth place from Ethan Martin, Deacon Russell and Ralph Youngling. Archie